Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today it is an awesome and privilege to have Meka Nism. They're on the show here with us right now, and we're speaking with the vocalist Meka and the guitarist Bobby Keller.
Hey.
So basically, they have a new EP that's coming out called The War Inside. It's going to be released on Thursday, May 10th, and you guys want to get out and pick this up. So how's it going, guys?
Great.
Going good.
How you doing, John?
Awesome. Glad to have you on here, and I apologize for this past week. It was totally my fault. I screwed that up, so my bad.
All good.
No worries at all.
All
man.
good.
What's impressed or excited you guys the most about making this EP? What's caught your eye about it the most, if anything?
Wow, that's a hard question. I mean,
yeah.
We were lucky enough to travel to Lübeck, Germany, to record with the great Lasse Lemaire at LSD Studios in northern Germany. And that in itself was such a beautiful, crazy experience to really take us out of our comfort zone and into another world, of a place where metal really has such a strong home, such a strong presence. It's definitely the place where people really appreciate metal. So that in and of itself was a really great experience. The experience writing it altogether has been great, and now, offering it to the world as our form of expression, as our form of art, metal, spiritual healing, and all the things that, we're obsessed about, we get to share and hopefully get other people excited about as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like Meka was saying, Germany was absolutely phenomenal. I think it was essential for us to get out of Florida and kind of go outside of our comfort zone a little bit. And, we were really excited about going to Germany because it really inspired us, just because for the people and the love for metal there is like extraordinary. And, we worked with Lasse, who was really phenomenal. And I think he really captured our sound. I think we finally have reached somewhat of our sound here. And it's a huge evolution from, the past stuff that we've done, and we're really excited because it's a little bit more polished, it's heavier, it's more melodic, and I think it's some of the best stuff that we've done so far. So that's why I think we're excited too.
I'll tell you this right now, man. When you're talking about going over to Germany, to me that's kind of like, and people can laugh at me all they want to, but that's kind of like the Mecca of metal music for me.
The Mecca.
Oh! See what you did there. See what you did.
It really is, though.
Today's secret word, kids, is Mecca.
But isn't that cool that we went to the place where, like, the energy was right for creating metal?
Mm-hmm.
Florida has a great metal scene that we're really happy to be part of this community here. But to build that bridge and to create over in a place that really is, the epic epicenter for what is metal, really does give it a different energy, a different life, a different vibe, a different escalation of all its best qualities. So we couldn't be more excited. Totally rad.
How hard did he push you guys on this EP in the recording studio? Did he push you guys really hard and just let you guys do what you want, then step in, or did he just say,
Well, to be honest, Lasse is a phenomenal guy in general. He takes his job pretty seriously, and we got there the night before we were supposed to start recording the next day, and he was like, all right, I'll show you Hamburg, we'll go out, whatever, go eat. And then he was like, okay, by the way, we're recording at like 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we all looked at each other like, what? We're not going to be able to kind of sleep in, or at least get, because of the travel. And we all woke up, we were all super late. I think we got up at like 12 or something like that the first day. And he was already in the studio, like tapping his finger, oh, I thought we said 10 o'clock, whatever. But, he understood. And I think another thing, too, is he made it really easy for us, the transition from America to Germany. And, he made us feel really comfortable and at home. And he created a space for us that we really, really, just felt comfortable and felt like, hey, let's make this music and make it as good as we can. And he kind of captured that for sure.
Any songs off this EP stand out more to you than any on as of right now, if possible? I know you guys have The War Inside as a single from you guys, but are there any that stick out for each of you possibly?
Yeah. For sure. I think, at least for me personally, I think the song that we're getting ready to do a music video for next is Trailblazer. I think that's one of our better songs that we've ever written. It's fast, it's heavy. But at the same time, Meka does a fantastic job with the chorus, and her lyrics are very meaningful as well. They kind of point out a lot of stuff. They're not just, she's not just speaking. She's actually, putting out a positive message, and I think that song in particular kind of stands out above the rest. But they're all good. I mean, it's hard to pick, but I would just go with that one just because I'm a heavy metal nut.
Yeah, I mean, that one hits hard, but then it has the big release and the epic chorus. A lot of people think it's a dude singing the heavy parts, but it's me. And then I think my favorite, it's really hard to say, but Black Sky is one of the more intimate songs on this EP. And it is very spiritual for me because I do study Black Sky, White Sky, Siberian shamanism amongst my other academic ambitions. And it's really intimate in a different way, and it's really nicely placed among like Trailblazer being really heavy. Of course, Eras of Alchemy I'm really excited about. It's kind of paying homage to like the great warriors with their bows and arrows, but also how we use the focus of our mind and the arrows of our thoughts to create and manifest the life we want. So I'm excited about all of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Lyrically, like These Years of Silent Screams, I just gives me chills every time. And then when that melody that Bobby rips out, I was so blown away by. So there's not a song on here that we aren't really, proud of in our efforts as a group. And it really does have that intentional power of all the great aspects of all the great storytelling, of all the great uplifting messages that we can possibly shove into heavy metal epicness. So it's a lot of fun.
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you guys get it. If you guys can't stand behind your music, then how is the fans going to stand behind it?
Yeah, truly.
I think that's a good point because people are always looking for a connection. And, especially with bands and music, because music is pretty much like a universal language. And, it can affect people's days, it can affect people's lives, either positively or negatively, or it helps them, through things. And, I think with this EP, we give an opportunity for people to really kind of connect with either all the songs or maybe like one or two, or, they have the ability to really connect. And, and if you're faking it and you don't believe in your stuff, then, why are you doing it?
Exactly.
It's like, you're in it for the wrong reasons, and it'll show, and then eventually, no one will hear from you again.
Yeah, we're in love with it, and we're in love with what we get to offer and give, and that connection that we get to provide an opportunity for people to really, unite with and make part of their soundtrack of their life,
Yeah, and I want to say this right now. I want to go back to The War Inside. This single, guys, is really impressive because it connects with so many people in the world and what they're going through today. And
yes.
I wish that, and I hope that people go out there and take a listen to this song because it's got anything and everything that you are struggling through, to kick its ass and stand up and be yourself. And that's just it, folks. Just be your damn self. That's it.
Yeah, you got that. You
got that right. Chill.
Yeah, you nailed that one. You got it. You got the message. That's cool.
Exactly. Bobby and I talked about that from the beginning, that like we want to make something that does give people a way out of their addictions, their depression. Every life can be such a burden if you feel like you're drowning in it, but the same life, if you just, have a really good raft to surf the waves, isn't so bad and can be quite a beautiful journey, but you just need some tools to know how to change that perspective, and we're trying to provide some of those tools for sure.
The War Inside premiered on New Noise magazine. What was it about this song that made you guys pick this one to be the first one to be out for you guys? Because I know some folks don't want to put that, the main big song out But what was it for you guys to say, hey, look, yeah, this needs to be out first?
Well, I just think it's the title track of the EP, so it's kind of the introduction to the theme of what the album is telling story-wise. So it's not a one-note journey, this EP. It gets heavier, it gets lighter, it gets more, terrifying and more beautiful. It really takes you on a journey, but this is a really good introductory song for that journey. So it's a good first step, like to open the door in a lot of different ways. But may the journey continue. May it be a wondrous, wonderful thing to experience.
Yeah, we have a tendency to write music and songs that kind of fit together, like in a almost like a journey, or if you want to call it like a puzzle almost. Like the Warren side was the obvious first single, just because it is the title track, like Meka was saying. Plus, it's like the best song we could use to push out there first and kind of prepare people for what's about to come, because it gets like it does get better. So it's like, not that song's not good or anything, but it's
wonderful.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal song.
It's not just what we have to offer.
Exactly. It's kind of like, ready, here we go, like on a roller coaster, like
ready to take off.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Yeah, it's totally awesome.
And the album should be fun. There should be a roller coaster of stuff on it.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Totally.
Do you guys do anything differently during the writing and recording processes, to help keep your minds open and fresh, to not let the music get stale? What do you guys do possibly? Anything?
Well, we all kind of, the great thing about how we do things as far as writing, it's all kind of collaborative. We all don't, there's no egos, there's no crazy nonsense like that here. So, we all kind of collaborate together and make it work. So I think the fact that maybe, in a sense, that not all of the pressure is put onto like one or two people, like it's all kind of spread out. So I don't think we all kind of, go, oh my God, I got to come up with a riff. I mean, I know that there's times that may happen, but it's very rare. And, we try to just stay inspired. We're all hardcore musicians, and, we're all kind of in this to win it. So, I don't think we can necessarily get tired or bored or, feel stale about the music. I think it's constant inspiration comes with all of us. And, it could be like the littlest thing too. It could be, the day outside is sunny and bright, oh, here we go with a cool song, it could be anything. So, yeah.
Of course, Bobby does have really cool lighting effects in his apartment where we did a lot of the writing, and he would like make it like fire in here, or
that's
sunset,
right,
or like so the ambiance was inspired that way, and we do all have a really good time together. So it's just we get excited. We genuinely get excited about every riff, and we get excited when something hits. I love writing lyrics and then like reading them to Bobby, and Bobby goes, oh! Or if he plays me a riff and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh my God, it's so good! And we freak out for each other often, and then we play off that, and luckily, we have some of those music theory talented band members too, with Jay Atkinson on keyboard and James Christopher Lane on drums for this album. So they both brought in their music theory, katana, swords, chopping away, at it till it became something really beautiful and, concise. So really good balance of personalities. Jarrett's our bass player. So the five of us working together with the energy and personalities and perspectives. Everybody listens to a whole bunch of different types of bands, and everyone draws inspiration from a lot of different really cool places. Bobby's into monsters. I'm into like spiritual healing and shamanism. Everybody's just like pulls everything in a really cool, fresh way.
What do you hope the fans take away from this EP once they start listening to it, or just Meka Nism's music in general?
Good question. I think we generally just want them to enjoy it. We want them to like it. We put our heart and souls into writing this EP pretty much all of last year, and I think it shows. I mean, I think there's definitely an emotional aspect to this EP that is somewhat available on the other ones, but we really think this one kind of really pushes the limits for us, and we're really proud of it. So hopefully that they are too. And it's something different. I think we're trying to carve our way into metal and just music in general, and we're trying to kind of pave the way for something new and kind of try and get off of the track that music is on right now. Just kind of show them like, hey, you can do it this way.
Yeah, let's bust down some walls, man. Like, a lot of people are hesitant to listen to heavier music, and then people who do listen to heavier music aren't often given a variety of themes or inspiration. And it's we love metal, and we're drawing from the best of it, but we are creating a new genre that does have a different twist and could be accessible on a grander scale, definitely. And really bust down some of those walls between things, and even internal walls. Like, I hope this frees people in a way to realize that they have way more power and control over their lives and their emotions, and a really fresh perspective on how to deal with all the shadow self and the challenges we have in life, and to really feel like they can handle it and take whatever crap they have to deal with and turn it into something really powerful and gold, turn the crap into gold, and it's just a shift of perspective, know. And that's what music is. It's delivering a message, and we're doing it with a ferocity that few can match, and with but still with a really beautiful sincerity, which also is very unique and hopefully really touches people, really gets people excited to like take control and bust down their previous limitations and give them the power in a lot of different ways to become their best selves, to make the world a better place in the most epic of ways. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about breaking down walls, Meka, because look, female-fronted band. This wasn't even a thought a very long time ago, and now look, there's many bands that have female-fronted bands. Ginger is one of my favorite bands right now. And
nice.
Yeah, they've been kicking some ass.
Damn right, they kick ass. So what about these young ladies who are wanting to get into music but are just a little timid and scared, Meka? What would you say to them right now?
Well, it's not as hard as we make it out to be sometimes, because we're kind of told or trained that everybody has their place and there's different categories.
Right.
But right now, like, there's such an opportunity to reinvent those aspects and to really, just because there hasn't been you before doesn't mean that you're not supposed to make and pave your own way. And that goes for all of them. That's not a gender thing. We don't have to operate in categories or stereotypes anymore. We really can be like, well, what makes us our best? What gift do we have to offer the universe? What do we want to bring to music, to this world, to our lives, and then do it and not care about your statistical qualifications, no matter what they are. And the more confidence that we have, and confidence is the most humble, gentle thing, but it's powerful. Confidence is what you offer yourself as a way to not worry so much what other people think. I've been doing this, and I do get people are a little intimidated by me. I get told I'm the nicest person in the world, but people don't know it because, I'm terrifying on stage, and, just, the fact that I'm 5'9", I'm Meka Godzilla in Japan, with giant red hair and, a voice louder than most, monsters. I think that we should all find what we're best at and not just try to do what someone else has done. Take the people that inspire you, see what they've done, and then create your own way, create something that's really unique to your life experience, and that will teach and give permission to everyone else around you to live their lives to their best and most fullest, and the most free from limitations or fear. Just no fear. More love, no fear. Yeah.
Do you guys feel that you're more of a live band than anything? If so, what can fans expect at a show from Meka Nism when they come to see you guys live?
Oh yeah, we're a live band first and foremost. I think for sure. I think that this EP was actually the first time I think we've been really able to be to have been captured
correctly
because we are so loud. We're so powerful. There's a lot of stage presence and
so much energy that we throw out.
Exactly.
It's so many levels.
Yeah. So I think our live shows are definitely worth coming to, and we kind of put out as much energy and power as we possibly can, and we've from every show that we've had, even since day one. We've always had a really positive response, and people are always really digging it. So they keep coming back, and I guess we're onto something. So
yeah, when people come to a live show, that's when I really feel that people have the opportunity to connect on a deeper level. So I hope we get to play out and keep expanding the tribe. It's a great feeling to know that that we're all connected, and that this music is the connector.
Now, you guys have been around since around, 2008, 2009, is that right?
I met Bobby at the end of 2010, and that's when we really created Meka Nism. I myself had been doing this before, but not quite on this level. I had my project I was calling it Meka Nism Enter Rusty Tears, and it was more acoustic. So I had an album called Mad to Love, and then I toured Japan, and I played about 150 shows on my own and with my band Origami Girls in Japan. And then I came back and I met Bobby.
And then everything changed.
And that's when all the gears locked into place, and the machine that is the mechanism really, started to crank up into high gear. And now we're just getting ready to blast off. There is no limitation now of what we believe is possible with this, and the way we feel is, truly excited for the experience of this beautiful album is taking us on. So we're excited.
Now, we're in the digital era of recording albums and plus social media to get music out quicker and plus to reach more fans. Do you guys like this that we're in right now, or no?
I think there's always a good and a bad, and I
True.
think that, obviously for artists nowadays, I think it's harder for us to, especially artists that are, like us, that are unsigned or independent, it's a little bit tougher because the environment now is a little bit more saturated because there's, everybody could possibly do what we're doing, with the click of a button. I mean, it's making some, anybody can record at home now, and,
Right.
anybody can, have a Facebook page and a website. So I think it makes it a little bit harder, but at the same time, if you go back to like the 80s or something like that, you couldn't reach fans in Europe with the click of a button.
Right.
You had to send, people only found out about you either through word of mouth, TV, or, cassette tapes, being sent around all everywhere. And I think it's great because it gives bands like us life and a chance to, do what we want to do and pursue our dreams and everything like that. But at the same time, it makes it a little bit more difficult, I think, and just, it's like anything, you just got to make it work and see what happens.
Well, and I just think people in general are a little more hesitant to go out now, so they're missing that live show experience. But we try to put as much of that genuine energy and, having the live recordings and trying to, it's better live, everything is, but at least showing people, some of that energy and getting to know us on a deeper level because of social media. I think there's, like he said, there's benefits to whatever you got to work with it and make it awesome. But, I do hope people get motivated to come out to more live shows in general, just to make their lives better, because it's so cool seeing live music. And I hope more people get that opportunity for all the bands in all the world to see more live music.
Support-wise, is there a country so far or a location that stands out more, or even surprises you guys that Meka Nism's getting support from?
Wow. I mean, well, obviously here in the United States
Yes.
is the highest right now, especially in the Southeast, Midwest and Northeast as well. We're starting to get more support in the West Coast. We actually haven't toured over there yet, but
Right.
we are starting to pick up more steam over there because of, every year we go to NAMM, in Anaheim, California.
Which is the music convention, yeah. out
Yeah.
there.
Right.
And of course, Germany now is one of our strongest places now, because when we were over there, we actually got to play a festival in Flensburg, Germany. And of course, Meka has a huge following in Japan. That's always been a very strong area for us as well. And now it's like with the release of The War Inside, it's been getting around like everywhere. You know, we'll get like these little reports, and you know, we'll see countries, you know, France, Italy, Japan. We'll see Malaysia, Costa Rica. I mean, just, and it's just like wow, yeah, Finland. I mean, it's like crazy.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's really starting to get around, which is great, which is what we want, you know, and especially in the European area, just because, you know, of the diehard fans that are over there, and it's really starting to kind of take off, which is great.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so for the both of you, this is the $1 million question here on BODS Mayhem Hour. Every interview that we do.
Yes.
What made you guys want to become a musician? What was that spark that said, "Yeah, that's what I want to do right there"?
Woo.
For me, I grew up around music like 24/7 all the time. Everybody on my mom's side of the family, they were guitar players. They all played guitar. They were some sort of musician. I think there was one that went to Juilliard to play drums or something like that. But I think the moment that really snapped me into like, you know, this is what I want to do, was when I saw Metallica in Washington, D.C. with Machine Head and Gojira, I believe. Gojira was like the opening band. And I remember like when Gojira came out, and like they were like a newer band at the time, and just kind of gaining some steam, and they just like obliterated everybody. And just like seeing that ability to do, you know, the ability to do that was just like, wow, okay, you know what, I want to do this. This is something that I feel very passionate about, and I want to do that one day. So that's kind of what happened.
My parents gave me their old record collection, and I bought a record player at a garage sale when I was like 13 or 14, and I was just listening to it, and then I put Janis Joplin, Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holding Company on, and I was starting to listen to it, and my dad's like, "That's not how you listen to rock and roll," and he blasted it. And then, you know, Janis Joplin just wails, you know, and that music was just so you know, mind expanding for its time, and so genuine. Like Janis was she suffered like intense depression, but it was so real. It was so sincere when she sang. And then when I, you know, saw some live concerts, including like Marilyn Manson, you know, when I was a teenager, I was like, oh my God, this is a live show. So like a real show, like you put on a show, it's the whole experience. It was so much energy, so exciting. The crowd just moved and had a breath all of its own, these mosh pits of these bands that would be like Slipknot and, you know, Tool, like where these bands are just, the audience itself had a life, you know. I just really realized the power of the live show and how, you know, it was such a therapeutic, powerful, life-changing experience to experience something to that level of energy.
Yeah, my very first show was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, yeah. I saw them in Japan. They were great. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, Chili Peppers was just an eye-opener for me. It was like, holy hell. I've got to go to more of these, you know, and then I got to go to Ozfest and see Ozfest.
Oh, yeah.
Ozfest was life-changing.
Yeah, for sure.
You hear, like, you know, basic music on the radio, and then you see something like Ozfest.
Yeah.
Your life is never the same.
Especially, oh, God, yeah. Especially when you see Soulfly up there doing their tribal stuff, and you're like, holy hell.
I would have loved to have seen that.
It was
oh, my God.
It was pretty awesome, man. And I seen Pantera, too, with Dime up there.
Oh!
Yes. I'm a huge Pantera fan. That's one band I never got to see. And I just... Oh,
he left us too early.
Yeah, it really hurts me that I didn't get to see that.
I've gotten to see Phil with like Superjoint Ritual and stuff. And I love his Project Down, but like Dime, like he was an angel in and of himself. Yep. What a great personality. What a great presence to everyone he was around. He's a saint of metal for sure. Oh my God. I'm so glad you got to see him.
And Bobby,
I got to see a few things that I didn't think I was going to be able to see. I saw Rage Against the Machine in Japan, and like Radiohead. I saw System of a Down and the Mars Volta when I was young, and I didn't realize really what I was watching because I liked them, but like realized how good they were. And I even saw PJ Harvey in London.
Nice.
So got to see some good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Bobby's got one up on me. He's got to see my all-time favorite band, Metallica. So
we saw Metallica in Germany.
Yeah, that was
Germany. We saw Metallica.
That's awesome.
that was a weird coincidence because unfortunately the hurricane was coming, and basically all the flights into Florida were shut down. And then even when it was going on, like we couldn't even get home for a couple days, and they were playing in Cologne, Germany, and we made some phone calls, and we ended up making it out there, and it was an experience all in itself. Just seeing a crowd like that, in a band like that, I mean, it was so killer.
What an experience!
And it was a very nice way to cap it.
And the friends we made, that was a live show.
Yeah.
We also played a festival in Germany, which was also that live show. But seeing Metallica, in Germany, was definitely something for the history books.
Yeah, I hopefully and thankfully I get to see them next March in Louisville, Kentucky. So,
nice. Yeah, it'll change your life. Believe me.
I'm dying to get them on my show. I've tried and tried and tried. I mean, that band has saved my life when my dad was very sick. Master of Puppets and Kill 'Em All. If it hadn't been for those two albums, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Hey, Master of Puppets, I'll be honest with you, that was my first album that I got into with Metallica, and that pretty much changed my life as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was just learning how to play guitar back in 2009, and I've always heard the album, and I always knew the songs, but I was really trying to dissect what they were doing musically, and I was trying to learn the parts, and I'm just thinking, what the hell? These guys are like superhumans. Like, how do you even play that? You know what I mean? Yeah. And now it's it's totally different. And I look at it in a whole different perspective, and it blows my mind still to this day. That and Ride the Lightning are my top two albums of all time.
Yeah, I was a junior in high school. My dad got very ill, and it's I wasn't stupid. I knew what was going on. It was just me trying to kick it out of my life and not have it there daily. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I couldn't hide behind the door no more. It just broke me. And that album, Master of Puppets, had so much anger that I was going through that let me just release everything. Listen to that album. So it was cool. It's a life changer. So if I ever get to see those guys, I'll probably cry like a baby. So yeah,
you will.
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah, I mean, just a 10-minute interview. Just say thank you for what they've done for me. So that'd be cool enough.
Sure they can do it, man. It'll happen. They're really good guys. I know I've met Kirk a couple times, and I haven't met James Hetfield yet, or Lars. I think I may have seen Rob one time, but it was a real quick, hey, how's it going? Okay, cool, kind of thing. But they're just, everything they do is top notch, and they really take care of their fans and everybody. So I'm sure, dude, you could totally make it happen one of these days.
I hope so. Let me ask you this. Speaking of all this that we're talking about, has anybody after the shows or prior to your shows ever come to tell you guys or even email you and say, hey, look, your music has helped us through a troubling experience, or it's gave us inspiration to kick doors in and stuff? If so, what's that mean to you guys?
Yeah, that has happened. More than
once.
Last
show. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
It does happen a lot because you put yourself out there to give them something like that. And somebody, just the last show we played, for example, was like, wow, you really helped my uncle get through something. I never knew who you were, but the way that he spoke about how important you were to his life. And we've had people that definitely said that you've saved our lives, hearing those words, you don't want to do anything else but this, because if this is a stronger medicine than the pills they're popping, I'd rather give them this as medicine. You know what I mean? If this is saving lives, if this is what gives people a reason to live and to continue and to have courage and confidence to face another day, then this is what we should be doing.
Yeah, I think it's just the overall highest compliment you could possibly receive as a musician. It's like when somebody tells you that and you've had the ability to positively affect their life. It's what else? I mean, that's the biggest. That's the end game, of being a musician. That's what you want.
Yeah, that's why you stay in it no matter what, because it means something.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect all the jobs that everybody has in the world, but yeah, this means something, and sometimes it's not easy to hear about how much people have to go through in their lives, but if, metal therapy, man, this is our sacred space. This is where, we all come to get that, medicine that is, inspiration. And it's intended for that. So I hope it does reach the people it needs to.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's like I said, you can have a shitty day at work, shitty day in life, period, and come home and throw on your favorite album and just escape for a couple hours.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Stop all this gun shit and just turn to music, folks.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Oh,
all right.
Beautiful. Beautiful sentiment. I'm so glad. Yeah, what a great question, because that really is the reason to stay in this no matter what else. No matter how hard it is to be a musician, that's the reason to just keep doing it. For sure.
Folks, this album is, EP I should say, is going to be released Thursday, May 10th. Please go out and pick this up.
Yeah.
Or support this band. Just give them a chance, man. I'm sure you'll dig it if you like heavy stuff. Bobby, Meka, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, things like that? How can they do that?
Website!
Yep. We have our website. It's www.meka-nism.com. We're also available on Facebook, facebook.com/Meka Nism Band. You can Google us, MEKA, don't forget the space, NISM. And then, we're on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Google Play, pretty much anywhere where music is sold nowadays. And, we're also on Instagram, Meka Nism Band, all one word. And, you can find us.
Just spell it right, MEKA, Meka, space, Nism.
Yep.
That helps. But, yeah, look for the crazy Ripper guy.
Or the crazy lady with dreads.
You'll find us.
Before I let you guys go, would one of you guys or both y'all care to do a promo for the show?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Totally. Hey, everybody, this is Meka.
And Bobby.
From
Meka
Nism. And you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Yeah.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, John.